From Burbank, California, and Joe's looking at that Senate race. We're going to talk about Texas in a moment, but set the stage for us in California.
Yeah, so this is a really interesting one that we're watching now. You got three very popular Democrats here in the state of California: Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, Barbara Lee, and then you've got the Republican who's been running well ahead of his expectations from the beginning, Steve Garvey, obviously someone very well known in California for his baseball background on the Dodgers and the Padres. Conventional wisdom, because this is such a blue state here, you might imagine that this would be maybe a two-person race between Schiff, who's been just a juggernaut when it comes to fundraising and his polling, and then Katie Porter. But it's actually been Garvey, the Republican, who's been running second for a number of weeks now. And I just talked to some Garvey campaign folks. They feel pretty good about where they are. There's a question about whether he's been doing well or whether it's because Adam Schiff has sort of intentionally been propping Garvey up. You've seen a number of ads. Every voter behind us coming in, I'm sure, have seen these because millions of dollars were poured into ads that basically made this a two-person race between Schiff and Garvey. Those were Adam Schiff ads. And you've got a lot of the Katie Porter folks saying, wait a minute, this is PAC money that is sort of trying to box her out. Because remember, this is a jungle primary, meaning the top two vote getters today are the only ones that advance to November. So if you've got an Adam Schiff and a Republican like Garvey, it's going to be really hard for Garvey to win in November. No Republican besides Arnold Schwarzenegger has won in the last 25 years here in California. So there was some concern over that. We're going to be watching that dynamic. Right now, Porter and Garvey for that second place spot are polling very close to each other. He does have a slight lead in most average of polls, Connell. So we're going to be watching as we get results tonight whether that remains.
Joe, stay with me. Don't go anywhere, but you're going to have to sit through a little bit of me playing around with our DDHQ board, where I'll be all night long looking at the results. We spent a lot of time on the presidential race with these prediction, scenarios that we have, but now it's the Senate. And look what's interesting about the Senate when Joe's talking about how things shape up in California. In our base model, we already have it 50 to 45, right? GOP, top right, 50, Dems, 45. So essentially what we're saying here is that with 5 toss-up Senate races on the board, the Republicans are already at 50. So Democrats would have to run the table, win the presidency, so that the vice president could break a tie in order to keep control of the Senate. So if you went out to California, just for argument's sake, and Steve Garvey, the baseball player, pulled an Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this started to lean back to the red, then it would almost be impossible for Democrats to keep control of the Senate. But we had that in dark blue because, as Joe says, the expectation is at the end of the day, Schiff or a Democrat ends up winning in the general. The other state we'll watch, though, is Texas. We have it shaded in pink. As I said a few minutes ago, the Democrats for years now have been hoping that maybe Texas is purple. Maybe one of these days it leans blue with a guy like a Connell. We'll talk about it in a moment. If it did, then the Democrats would have a much better map. Right now, the map doesn't look very favorable to them, but they would love to flip a huge state like Texas. We'll leave it shaded in pink for now. That's our base case, 50 to 45. All right, let's talk about this a little bit now. In addition to Joe Khalil right now, we have Chris Tomlinson from the Houston Chronicle with us, and they both join the program. Joe, stand by. Chris, thanks for joining. Let's start and talk a little bit about Texas. Am I right that the Democrats have always had this on their list? And I don't know if this is finally the year, but it's as I can see by the way you're chuckling, this become an open secret, open joke in politics. Oh, one of these years, Texas won't be red anymore. What do you say?
Well, I've been hearing that story for 20 years,
yeah.
And and the argument has always been that somehow the demographics were going to change Texas in a way that was going to fundamentally favor the Democratic Party, and we're not there yet. On the other hand, Ted Cruz is not exactly a popular figure in Texas. I think Republicans back him and they support him, but he's not well loved. And so if there's a Republican who can lose this year, it would be him.
So Colin Allred, I mentioned, has got an NFL background, right? He's kind of an interesting candidate. So if he wins and is heading up against Cruz in the fall, you wrote a piece for the Houston Chronicle, which was headlined Biden and Trump in Texas to play political games over the border and immigration. So we covered that last week as well. What about immigration and how it might change the dynamic of this race, make it more or less likely, Chris, that it's actually in play?
Well, it's interesting because Colin Allred has said very little about immigration on the campaign trail. It's certainly an issue that divides Democrats deeply. Ted Cruz has always been a hawk on the issue. He's always opposed any form of amnesty, including any potential amnesty for the Dreamers, the immigrants brought here as children. I would expect Cruz to make this a big issue and ride on Donald Trump's coattails.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.